Hey, welcome back to Musicians Council. This is the Art to Income podcast, and I'm here today with one of our Musicians Council experts, Veneble. She is the Director of Development at Centric Entertainment, and we've already been talking in the past so far already about developing your brand, about building your team, about, launching career, about some incredible insight on pairing things together and just keeping your world open, saying yes. I want to talk now with Ali about one of the things that she's just best at, and why I started this podcast by saying she's such an inspiration. She really does dedicate herself towards making a difference in places. And one of the things that's been going on in Nashville, it's a really radically changing music industry here, and I'll let Ali talk about that. But she's one of the founding five, I believe, of the Other Nashville Society, or TONS as it's called. Tell us about TONS.
Yeah, so my buddy Josh Colum, he runs a sync company in town, and we would just kind of do, bi-yearly kind of catch-ups and talking about our worlds. And him and I had a drink one time, and I just got on this rant because I have so many friends that are pop artists in town or rock artists in Nashville. And, nationally, Nashville is only known for country. And that messaging hasn't really left the ground here to the world. And so we were just talking about that. And I'm like, man, there's just no infrastructure here yet. I mean, there's little people in their own little corners making R&B tracks or whatever, but no one knows where each other are. We need to create a meeting place and where everyone can find each other, because I know they're here in Nashville. And he was like, you're not going to believe this. He's like, I've been working on a business plan for something like this. He's like, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I'm like, well, let's do it. And so I was like, I'm going to help. Like, let's do this. Let's just start, and we'll learn along the way. And so I brought on Katie Mitzel and Mark Abramowitz. They're both publishers. Katie's with Prescription and Mark's with Cobalt now. And Holly Mayer, Josh brought on. She is a singer-songwriter and does a ton of sync work, but she's also an incredible graphic designer. She does all of our branding for TONS. Okay. She's incredible. So yeah, we just got together and said, cool, let's start this group. And we kind of fashioned it as a social trade organization. So if you look at the CMAs, ACMs of the world, that's a non-agenda neutral zone for the genre of country music. And so we knew we weren't going to be as structured as them at first, at least. Mm-hmm. And we knew there was going to be a huge social element to it. So that's kind of how we coined ourselves, was a social trade organization. We did our first launch party last year in May or June, something like that. We had 400 people come out. Now, here are 5 people that have been in Nashville for a while, very connected in our own worlds. We stood there, and where you're used to your Nashville parties all being the same people, really, in the music industry, we stood there and we all looked at each other, and I was like, who are all these people? Where did they come from? And it was so beyond us. It was bigger than all of us at that point. And it's been really exciting to see how hungry Nashville was for this.
Well, I will tell you, I didn't know you yet, but I was there for that.
Were you really?
I was, because I was new to Nashville, and yeah. I don't come out of country music at all. Other than, working on country music sometimes in television, right. and the task of that part of it. But yeah, no, not at all. And so I got here and I learned about it from your partners and went, wow, how cool. And I had thought that, wow, what a great need for that there is, and what a great idea. And it was overwhelming how many people showed up and turned out. Yeah. It just shows you how many, if you're willing to just put out what you're thinking, there's a massive, win when it comes to like-mindedness. If you're just willing to be the first to say, hey, is it weird that there's no infrastructure in Nashville for anything else? And I'm sure for a long time, a lot of people didn't want to say that. Mm-hmm. So, I am just, congratulations to all of you guys for doing that and putting that together. And it has been a great thing to see. You're also involved in the Nashville Filmmakers Guild.
Yes.
And that's kind of new, right?
Yeah. So I was brought on at the end of last year as the first board member, and which makes me feel so much more legit than I actually am. But my friend Nathan, he runs a gear rental company here in Nashville, and he does a lot of work in town. Nashville Filmmakers Guild, I knew it because my husband's a director, and it's prominently a Facebook page. And they have almost close to 4,000 members on this Facebook page. It's the most active page I've ever seen. And it's interesting because very similar to alternative pop rock music in Nashville, where it's kind of the underdog in this town, so is TV film and the filmmakers here. We're kind of like the redheaded stepchild that people don't take fully serious yet on a large scale. But there are such incredible talent and creators here that have what it takes. I just think, again, it's a gathering of people and this movement to show people, no, this is a real thing happening here. So when Nathan asked me to come be a part of it, one of my biggest questions was, well, you guys have been around for a long time. What are you outside of a Facebook page? I have no idea. And so he was like, that's why I want you to come join us. And so that I really helped them, one, build out the board, surround yourself with people better than you. I brought on incredible people that I, again, have no business being on a board with. But people that were passionate about this community here and helping it grow to the next level. And so I helped build out the board and helped rebrand and relaunch the organization. So we did a relaunch party last fall, and I don't know what it is about the number 400, but legit had 400 people come out.
Wow.
And our goal was to kind of initiate and engage the executives in town that were doing this work, because everyone was always in their own worlds, just doing their work with LA and New York. And
Right.
everyone forgot about each other in Nashville. And so when everyone saw each other in the same room, it was really cool. And it's been exciting to see people reach out to us, and we've become a place to kind of help connect people for that world.
You said something interesting before when you were talking about Other Nashville Society, which was about infrastructure.
Yeah.
And, one of the things I hope is going to wind up being true, and we'll see, is that when you bring the people together and the scene starts, the infrastructure will follow.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, and I know now you're at Centric Entertainment, you're working actually in film and television development. You're working in TV development. So you're actually really in that world now. You're from LA. You spend a lot of time now going, obviously, back there in New York. The infrastructure for film and television in LA, I mean, you can't walk 10 feet without tripping over. Here,
Right.
That infrastructure is just not here. The sound stages, everything that exists around, the television and film industry is there.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, as these organizations keep growing, we'll start to see more of the actual infrastructure, and then we'll start to see more of the actual work get done here. And then we'll start to see all of these communities being employed in these businesses as they are elsewhere. And I mean, again, they won't happen if it's not for people like you taking that step and doing that organization. Has the organization grown since you did that launch party?
Yeah, so we, the group was kind of running itself on this Facebook page. It's a great place to hire crew, sell gear, like it's a community, but no one, the brand and the organization like was letting them kind of just dictate what was happening. So we kind of reshifted it, took control over a few of the events and said, hey, this is what we're doing now, and this is our goal and purpose. And yeah, since we've relaunched, I mean, membership has doubled, which is awesome. So it's kind of re-engaging these people to be more intentionally involved.
Right. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I mean, I think over the next 24 months, we're going to see so much of the work that you're doing with all these things just really starting to build infrastructure here and starting to go from an amazing community to, tripping over it left and right as you're walking down the street.
Yeah.
So
it's funny, kind of real quick, circling back to the number one party that Fletcher threw for Kels. One of the things he said there he's pulled me aside at one point and he said, I want you to look at everyone in this room. He said, it takes every person in this room being passionate about what they're working on to spread the word. And so ever since he's told me that, like, these organizations have become really special to me because I believe in the power of group influence. And I can't spread the word just me, Allie, in my world. Like, it is empowering others to take ownership over something and they believe it and then tell their story. And that's how you create community, you know?
Yeah, and you do it so well. So I just want to invite our Musicians Council audience to talk with you about artist strategy, brand development, A&R, booking, tour. I mean, you've kind of done it all. And the relationship building is at the core of all those things. And I think, you know, it kind of needs to be part of every conversation when you're doing career advice, is that build community, you know, build a community by saying yes, by being willing to give back to all the people that help you. I mean, you're always so busy and you're always making so many things happen. You are such an inspiring person. And I hope you teach everybody at Musicians Council how to be an inspiring person, because it is step one to success. So thank you so much for an incredible set of podcasts. And I'm just so looking forward to, you know, the community being able to work with you and to personally work with you more.
Awesome. You're the best.
I look forward to talking to you soon.
All right. Thanks. Bye.